On one side of this ring is a man who is quite simply the heart and soul of the East Coast Wrestling Association. He, much like J.J. Dillon in his formative years, was just a young, impressionable teen in these seats watching the best at what they do in their day compete in the very same ring that he stands in tonight. He worked hard, he trained hard, eventually he rose to become a former Mid Atlantic champion, a former ECWA heavyweight champion, a man who's seen the heights of even competing in the Super 8. But simply put, he embodies everything that this company stands for. Tonight, Chris Wylde puts all of that on the line for one more chance to reclaim gold here in the East Coast Wrestling Association. To do that, he will have to go through Ricky Martinez. No matter what you think of that man or how he has managed to accomplish it, he has put together the single longest title reign in the history of this company. And yes, that does also include the prior heavyweight title reign of the Greek god Papa Don. Putting in perspective, one of the more impressive feats we have ever seen in the history of this company. History will be made, history may come to an end. We're going to find out in the seconds and minutes between here and then how it will come to pass. Will it be Chris Wylde's career? Will it be Ricky Martinez's title reign? We'll find out together. And folks, I have a feeling this one will be one of the best matches we've ever seen inside of an ECWA ring. Your referee in charge is Mike Keener. J.J. Dillon in one corner. Renee Michelle in another. This is the moment we have waited for. Anthony Chico, what a way to send you out, brother. It's going to be a barn burner.
John, we already made mention to the fact that this, at least for a while, this is going to be my last ECWA event. So I am on my way out. However, you got to wonder, am I potentially on my way out with the Heartkiller Chris Wylde right behind me?
It's almost hard to imagine this place without him. I mean, look, the time will come. At some point in everyone's career, it would come for Chris Wylde that he would leave here. But you'd imagine on his terms. Not because of a loss at the hands of Ricky Martinez, but Martinez has a valid point. He has given Wylde opportunities for whatever reason, typically outside forces. Wylde has failed to capitalize, and Ricky Martinez said, look, you want another shot? Fine. You've got to put skin in the game. You've got to put something up that's worth it to me, and the only thing that's worth it is me being able to say, I sent you home from this company for good. So that's where we are. That's what brings us to this moment. I mean, it has just been, there's a tension to it. I mean, both men are clearly focused. It's not that one's too tight, but they both understand what this means. As much as they hate each other, and they do, this isn't contrived, this isn't fake. These men don't like each other. Their personalities clash. They both respect what the accomplishment of beating the other here tonight and what that success would entail, what it would mean long term.
I mean, look at the relatively short amount of time that it has taken Chris Wylde to accomplish what he's accomplished here in the ECWA. If I'm not mistaken, he debuted with the ECWA at the 2010 Super 8. I mean, that was what, 3 years ago? It's really, you know, there's really, in a span of 3 years, you know, he has been Mid Atlantic champion. He's been unified heavyweight champion. He has had some of the biggest matches of his entire wrestling career in a relatively short amount of time. He has been the fightingest champion, defending, what did he defend his title 4 times in a 3-week period?
I think it was like 4 and 5 or 6
or
and 8. It was some obscene number.
It was a ridiculous amount of defenses in a ridiculously short amount of time.
Well, but if you're going to give him that credit, you have to say the same for Ricky Martinez. He came here on the scene originally. Oh, big dive to the outside by Chris Wylde.
Almost took our cameraman down.
He'll lay the lumber to Ricky Martinez in the first real salvo fired here tonight. But if you're going to say all that about Chris Wylde, you have to give Ricky Martinez the credit of he came in a tag team, went his separate ways ultimately after the Magnum Modeling Agency fell apart, and pretty much from that point forward has been the Mid Atlantic champion, and has gone from being somewhat of an unknown commodity here to living up to the moniker he gave to himself, the future of the business. He looks the part, he acts the part. As much as you may not like him, the kid can wrestle all day long. He is super talented. But sometimes his ego, his attitude gets in the way. Will he be able to set it aside enough tonight to succeed and overcome a guy in Chris Wylde? He's fighting for everything. It's win or literally go home, stay home, never come back here again.
You know what I see in Ricky the Model Martinez is a lot of, ravishing Rick Rude. The very, extremely talented in the ring. He's got a great physique, but his ego and his narcissism is what may be, what may do him in. Because if he loses focus for even the shortest amount of time in the ring with Chris Wylde, it means the end of his reign.
Well, and keep in mind, too, with Chris Wylde, he uses that super kick to perfection. It's a move that can come out of nowhere. Here he goes! Bowling ball crashing headlong into the torso of Ricky Martinez. Could this be our first real pinning predicament?
Or will this be,
to the lower abdominals, cover, 2 count only.
Now I did only think one thing, seeing J.J. Dillon on the outside of the ring, and then one man on his back, and then the other man coming over and grabbing both legs. You only really think one thing is going to happen from that point.
Absolutely. And you'll notice, too, on the right hip of the tights of Chris Wylde tonight, you see it in many of the shots, the 4H, the 4 horsemen. I mean, it's high praise from J.J. Dillon to allow Chris Wylde to wear the fabled marks in a huge modified Death Valley driver. He rolled through, hooks the far leg. Could it be? Renee Michelle interjects herself.
And she didn't even hit Chris Wylde. She looked like she clawed the eyes of referee Mike Keener. He didn't even see what happened. He got blindsided.
He may be incapacitated visually. We'll have to find out if he can continue as the official. And wait, Ricky Martinez! What in the hell is he? He just drop-kicked an official. He just drop-kicked Mike Keener. Mike Keener is out cold. Big suplex from Wylde. That might be enough. 1, 2, 3. That would have been it. That would have been it, but Mike Keener's out cold.
Now, considering this is a title versus career match, if referee Mike Keener gets up and decides, you know what, I'm going to disqualify Ricky the Model Martinez, not only does Chris Wylde not win the belt because it's disqualification, what happens to the stipulation there?
Oh my God! I don't even know what that was. He had a full Nelson and sat him out, and now Martinez 1, 2, 3. Martinez, his own ploy, has worked against him.
And now Renee Michelle is calling for a referee. Meanwhile, she's the first reason why the referee is incapacitated in the first place.
It has broken down rapidly in Newark, Delaware tonight. One referee laid out. And now, wait a minute, Ricky Martinez. Why is he even going after J.J. Dillon? What is he even doing? Oh, and Dillon, did you see that? The bull rope. The cowbell.
And J.J. Dillon not even cowering. He's like, you know what? You want to hit me? Hit me. That's fine.
Because J.J. Dillon knows there's a surprise inside every ring. Bang! Cowbell to the old Cabeza, but again, and that, wait a minute, Phil Sly! Are you kidding? Are you kidding? He stopped the count!
And you know what? You do a damn good job of running with that neck brace around your neck.
Oh, wait a minute, though. You know what? He's seen the bull rope. He's seen the cowbell. I'm going to be honest, and it's going to pain me. Did he stop the count because he saw that the foreign object had been used?
I don't know. I don't know if he deliberately stopped the count or if he saw. I think he's telling J.J. Dillon he may be aware that he.
Oh, God! Chris Wylde super kicks Phil Sly!
And if he didn't have a problem with his neck before, he sure as hell will now.
So long, farewell, Alvita saying good riddance, Phil Sly. And a low blow from Ricky Martinez. So much at stake and so much has gone so terribly wrong for so many. 2 referees down.
And Martinez now.
Wylde, though, crashing in. Up to the middle rope now, working over Martinez.
What is Renee doing?
Hurricane Rana from the top. And Wylde is fired up, but there's no one here to count a pinfall.
Referee Mike Keener looks like he's coming too, but he looks like he's still in a lot of pain. There's no guarantee that he's going to be ready if there's an attempt at a cover.
Swanton! Swanton by Wylde. 1, 2, 3, 76. This should have been over. Is there a referee?
Mike Keener now. 1, 2. No, only 2. I can't believe anything that just happened.
If you had told me this is what would transpire in a match with these stakes, I wouldn't have believed you. It has been unbelievable. Everything that has weighed on this contest with so much at stake. Now both men staggered, trading vicious right hands. Discus punch there from Wylde. Matching discus punch from Martinez.
I think Martinez caught him with an elbow there.
They trade big boots. Oh my goodness! Super kicks in stereo and they both go crashing.
Well, that seemed to wake the ref up.
Keener finally back too. He will issue the 10 count.
Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Renee again. And J.J. Dillon on his way in.
And wait, Dillon's in the ring, but that's got Keener distracted. And I'm a little surprised, quite honestly, that Renee Michelle isn't taking advantage.
She's being cautious for some reason.
She pulls Martinez on top of Wylde.
Now acting innocent here.
Oh, now wait a minute.
J.J. Dillon!
Dillon
turning the tables!
Cover! 1, 2, no! 2.5.
This, you know what this reminded me of just now? As if J.J. Dillon was sitting there singing, "Anything you can do, I can do better."
Absolutely. What a match. This is just unreal. The twists and turns.
I mean, with all due respect to anybody who's outside the ring as a manager, to any competitor in the ECWA, you're looking across the ring at J.J. Dillon, a legendary manager. This man knows the ins and outs of managerial work. He knows what he should do and what he shouldn't do. Don't think that you're going to, pull the wool over somebody's eyes, or you're going to go in and do something smarter than somebody like J.J. Dillon. You are out of your mind.
Doesn't this feel like Rocky 2? They're just trading those blows, right? They're just trading blows. Both staggered, both barely standing. Every single blow, the notch turned to 11. Oh, the big boot caught Wylde.
Chris Wylde is just hoping that this doesn't turn into the end of Rocky 4, or not even the end of Rocky 4, the middle of Rocky 4, where for one of these guys, it is over completely.
Well, in that particular reference, it's a little macabre, but your point taken. Kip up by Wylde. He caught Martinez a little too long in the high rent. Big chops up top.
Looks like, wow, what is going on?
Renee
now again. She's got the feet. Oh! She held on to his feet.
2, could that be it? No!
She held on to Chris Wylde's feet so he couldn't get all the way around for the superplex, and Ricky Martinez just dropped right on top of him.
Look at Wylde. Oh, that left leg. That left leg. He may have seriously injured that leg. He might really be hurt here. He's going to try and gut it out, but he can barely put weight on it. And yeah, Martinez knows it now. Martinez, no. Oh, no. He's going to go right to work on that hamstring. He might have torn a hamstring. You don't want to speculate too much, but that left leg is just all sorts of busted up. Oh. Shades of the Garvin stomp.
Listen, I've pulled a hamstring before. One of the worst things, besides bending your leg, is straightening your leg when you have a pulled hamstring. A torn hamstring is a completely different story, and I'm sure exponentially worse.
Oh! He DDTs that leg, and the look on Wylde's face of of just exasperation of knowing how much harder this task has become, of keeping his career alive, of seizing that belt.
And speaking of what I was alluding to earlier, it looks like Ricky Martinez is going to attempt a figure 4 leg lock.
This might be
and there it is.
This might be it, right in the middle of the ring. Wylde's left leg, the one that's in the 4 position, the pretzel position. And look at the face of Wylde. Fighting hard. Shoulders down. 2, he gets up. But that puts more pressure on the joint. He's screaming at Martinez.
And being that Wylde's a little bit smaller of a guy than Martinez, his reach isn't as long. Martinez just barely able to back up just enough that he's not getting hit by those attempted shots by Wylde.
And Wylde gets the ropes, but at what cost the rope break? What will be left of Chris Wylde now? The crowd very firmly, very clearly, they want Chris Wylde to win. But Ricky Martinez just dissecting that wounded left leg. Appears to be the hamstring. And now it might also be the knee, but if not.
If it isn't now, there's a very good chance it's going to be.
Strutting and cutting, styling and profiling. Oh wait, Wylde called him inside cradle, this could do it. 2, 3! Unbelievable finish to a match that saw so many twists and turns. And at the end of the day, Chris Wylde out of nowhere, securing an inside cradle, getting the 3, winning the Mid Atlantic Championship, and most importantly, he lives to fight another day in the ECWA.
We mentioned it earlier, how there's a very good chance that Ricky the Mountain Martinez's ego was going to be his downfall. And it looked like it was. He went for a second figure 4. That's fine. You want to win with a figure 4, that's fine. But he stopped, he pulled the knee pad off, he mocked J.J. Dillon, he strutted a little bit, and then he went for the figure 4. He took too much time because he thought he had the match won, and look what happened. Instead, the longest title reign in ECWA history has just ended at the hands of the Heartkiller Chris Wylde.
Such an emotional moment for Chris Wylde. Now he understands that the weight and pressure.
And now that I think about it, Chris Wylde has been the man to end the 2 longest title reigns in ECWA history.
That's exactly right. But to imagine, he walked around for weeks wondering if his career would come to an end tonight. Instead, he walks out the champion.
I think this man proved that not only is he the Heartkiller, but especially after tonight, he is the Streak Killer.
He is the show's thriller, the Streak Killer. He is ECWA's own, and they wouldn't have it any other way. He is your new Mid-Atlantic champion, Chris Wylde, being adorned with the belt by J.J. Dillon.
And with the prestige that comes with winning that Mid-Atlantic Championship,
if you
think of how much more prestige there is to have that man, J.J. Dillon, strap it around your waist.
You know, it's funny what a year brings, right? A year ago, you and I sat together for only the second time in our lives, working together. The night that Blackheart reformed in December, Atu came back, and it looked real dark for this company. A year later, we've seen a multitude of heavyweight champions, from Papa Don to Chris Wylde to VSK, now Krakoa. Damien Dragon won the Super 8, went out on top when he retired. And now we end 2013 with a man who is quintessentially ECWA walking out the Mid-Atlantic champion. It has been an incredible year. We close 2013 by saying thank you very much to those of you at home who purchased our products at POD. A big thank you to the folks here in the ECWA who continue to let us come back month after month and put on this great performance for you. Let's call a big thank you to you, sir. Love you, man.
Thank you very much, sir.
You guys, fantastic. You let me come in here, ham it up with him for a year. For the unparalleled Anthony Chico. Keep it on him. He's better looking. I am John Germain Esquire. We ring out 2013. We'll be back for 2014. January 4th, right back here in Newark, Delaware. We will kick off a new year and a whole lot of new things to consider, including a new champion, Mid Atlantic title.
ECWA staff, Chris Wylde and Dillon, we wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. We'll see you all January 4th.
Thank you, ECWA!
ECWA. Become a fan all over again.